Julian never expected to find her at a construction site. He was an architect, a billionaire who designed the most beautiful buildings in the world. His latest project was a botanical garden in Portland, a gift to the city from his foundation. He visited the site every week to check progress. On a rainy Tuesday, he saw a woman in a yellow raincoat kneeling in the mud. She was planting something. Her hands were covered in soil. Her hair was plastered to her face. She looked up, and Julian forgot to breathe. Naomi? The woman who had vanished from his life 6 years ago. The woman he had searched for in every city. Every face. Every dream. She stared at him, her eyes wide. Then she stood, turned, and ran. Wait. Julian called, but she was already gone, disappearing into the maze of half-built greenhouses and winding paths. He stood there, rain soaking through his coat, his heart pounding. He had so many questions. Why did she leave? Where had she been? And why was she here? On his construction site, working as a landscape designer for the contractor, he found out her name from the foreman, Naomi Chen, lead horticulturist. She had been hired 6 months ago. She was brilliant. The foreman said, "Best in the business." Julian said nothing. He just nodded and made a decision. He would come back tomorrow, and every day after that, until she talked to him. Naomi avoided him for a week. She saw him watching from the site office. She saw him walk the paths she was designing. She saw him studying her work. But she did not approach, and neither did he. Until one afternoon, she was alone in the rose garden, pruning dead blooms, when she heard footsteps behind her. "You are avoiding me," Julian said. His voice was calm, but there was pain underneath. Naomi did not turn around. "I am working," she said. "You are hiding." He corrected. "I am not hiding. I am doing my job." Julian walked around her, stood in front of her. His gray eyes met hers. "Naomi, please. I need to know why." She looked at him. At the face she had dreamed about for 6 years. At the man she had loved and left, and felt the walls she had built begin to crack. "I cannot do this," she whispered. "I have to go." She tried to walk away, but Julian caught her hand. Not roughly, but firmly. "No," he said. "Not again. I let you go once. I will not make that mistake twice." Naomi felt tears burn her eyes. "You do not understand," she said. "Then make me understand." He said, "Please." She looked at their hands. His fingers wrapped around hers. Warm, familiar. She took a deep breath and told him, "I was pregnant." She said, "When I left, I found out the week before, and I was terrified." Julian went pale. "Pregnant? You were carrying my child." Naomi nodded, a tear slipping down her cheek. "I was young. I was scared. And I thought—" She stopped. "What?" Julian asked, his voice breaking. "What did you think?" I thought you would not want it, she admitted. You were building your empire, traveling constantly, working 80-hour weeks. I thought a baby would be a burden, something you would resent. Julian stared at her. His hands dropped to his sides. You thought I would not want our child, he said. His voice was not angry. It was broken. You thought so little of me. I thought I was protecting you. Naomi said, protecting both of you. From a life you did not choose. Julian closed his eyes. When he opened them, there were tears there. Where is my child? He asked. Where is my son or daughter? Naomi wiped her face. Her name is Lily. She is 5 years old, and she is at home with her babysitter. Because I did not know how to tell you I work for you. Julian felt the ground shift. He had a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter named Lily, and he had never known. Can I see her? He asked, his voice hoarse. Naomi hesitated. Then she nodded, but slowly. She said, she does not know about you. She thinks her father was someone I loved a long time ago. Someone who could not stay. Julian felt those words like a knife, but he nodded. Okay, he said, slowly. The next day, Julian came to Naomi's small apartment. It was modest. A 2-bedroom in a quiet neighborhood. The walls were covered with children drawings. A small bike leaned against the porch. And inside, a little girl with dark hair and gray eyes. His gray eyes was building a tower of blocks. Lily, Naomi said, kneeling down. This is Julian. He is a friend of Mommy. Lily looked up, her head tilted, her eyes curious. Hi, she said, her voice small but confident. Hi, Lily, Julian said, his voice thick. I am very happy to meet you. Lily studied him for a moment. Then she smiled. You have the same eyes as me, she said. Julian felt his heart crack. I do, he said. That is because... He stopped. Looked at Naomi. She nodded. Tears in her eyes. That is because we are very lucky, he finished. Lily seemed satisfied with that answer. She returned to her blocks. And Julian sat on the floor beside her, watching his daughter play, memorizing every detail. The way she bit her lip when concentrating, the way she hummed softly, the way she looked up at him every few seconds, as if making sure he was still there. Over the next few weeks, Julian came by every day. He brought gifts, books, puzzles, a stuffed rabbit that Lily named Mr. Whiskers. He read her bedtime stories. He helped her with her letters. He pushed her on the swing at the park. And every night, he went home to his empty penthouse and lay awake, thinking about everything he had missed. Naomi watched them together, her heart full and terrified. She had kept Lily from him for 5 years. And now, she did not know how to make it right. One evening, after Lily was asleep, Julian found Naomi on the porch. She was sitting on the steps, staring at the stars. Can I join you? He asked. She nodded. He sat beside her, not touching, but close. "Why did you really leave?" he asked. "Not the reason you gave." "The real reason." Naomi was quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke. "I was jealous," she said. Julian blinked. "Jealous of your work, of the buildings, of the awards, of the life you had that did not include me." She paused. "I was 24 years old, in love with a man who was gone more than he was home. And I was terrified that a baby would make you resent me. So I left before you could leave me." Julian turned to look at her. "I would not have left," he said. "I know that now." Naomi said, "But I did not know it then. I was young and stupid and scared. And I made a decision that cost you 5 years with your daughter." "I am so sorry." Julian took her hand. "I am not angry," he said. "I am sad. And I am grateful." "Grateful for what?" "That you raised her alone. That you loved her enough to protect her. Even from me." He squeezed her hand. "I cannot get those years back. But I can make sure I do not miss another one." Naomi looked at him, her eyes shining. "What are you saying?" "I am saying," Julian said, "that I want to be part of her life. Part of your life. If you will let me." Naomi felt tears fall. "You do not have to ask," she whispered. "You are her father. She deserves to know you. And She stopped. "What?" Julian asked. "I still love you," she said. The words came out before she could stop them. "I never stopped." Julian held her face in his hands, wiped her tears with his thumbs. "I never stopped either," he said. "Not for one day." He kissed her. Soft, tender, full of years of longing. And Naomi melted against him, feeling like she had finally come home. They took things slowly, for Lily's sake. Julian came over for dinner. They ate together as a family. He helped with homework, tucked Lily into bed, and stayed on the couch after she fell asleep, talking to Naomi about everything and nothing. One night, Lily asked a question that made them both freeze. "Mommy," she said, "is Julian my daddy?" Naomi looked at Julian. He looked at her. Then he knelt down to Lily level. "What makes you ask that?" he said. "Because we have the same eyes," Lily said. "And you come over every day. And you look at Mommy like Grandpa looks at Grandma." Julian laughed. A surprised, joyful sound. He looked at Naomi. She nodded, smiling through tears. "Yes," Julian said, his voice thick. "I am your daddy. I should have been here from the beginning. But I did not know about you. And I am so sorry." Lily tilted her head, processing. Then she smiled. "That is okay," she said. "You are here now." She climbed into his lap and hugged him. And Julian held his daughter, his little girl, and felt something inside him heal. After that, everything changed. Julian moved into a house with a garden. Not a mansion. A home. with a swing in the backyard and a vegetable patch where Lily could plant tomatoes. He and Naomi decorated Lily's room together. They painted the walls purple, Lily's favorite color, and hung her drawings in frames. They became a family. Not because they planned it, but because it was the only thing that made sense. But the transition was not always smooth. Lily had nightmares sometimes, dreams where Julian disappeared again. She would wake up crying, calling for him, and Julian would go to her room, hold her until she fell back asleep. "I am not going anywhere," he would whisper. "I promise." Naomi watched them, her heart aching. She had caused this fear, this insecurity, and she did not know how to undo it. One night, after Lily was asleep, Naomi sat on the couch, staring at the wall. Julian sat beside her. "What is wrong?" he asked. "I ruined her," Naomi said, her voice breaking. "She is scared because of me. Because I made her believe that people leave." Julian took her hand. "You did not ruin her," he said. "You protected her. You gave her a safe home. You loved her. And now, we are giving her something new. A family. It will take time, but she will heal." Naomi leaned her head on his shoulder. "What if I mess this up too?" she whispered. "What if I mess us up?" Julian kissed her forehead. "Then we will fix it together," he said. That is what families do. One afternoon, Julian took Lily to the botanical garden, the one he was building, the one where he had found Naomi. He showed her the greenhouses, the winding paths, the rose garden where her mother worked. "You designed all of this?" Lily asked, her eyes wide. "I designed the buildings," Julian said. "But your mother designed the plants. She made it beautiful." Lily looked at the flowers, then at Julian. "I want to be an architect like you," she said. "Or a gardener like Mommy." Julian smiled. "You can be both," he said. "Or something completely different. Whatever you choose, I will be proud of you." Lily hugged his leg. "I am glad you are my daddy," she said. Julian felt tears prick his eyes. "I am glad too," he said, "more than you will ever know." That night, Julian told Naomi about the conversation. She smiled. "She is already talking about being an architect," she said. "She is 5. Julian laughed. "She is brilliant, just like her mother." Naomi blushed. "You are biased," she said. "Maybe," Julian said. "But I am also right." They were sitting on the porch. The stars were bright. The night was quiet. "Julian?" Naomi said, "Yes." "Thank you." "For what?" "For not giving up on me. For coming back. For being patient. For loving Lily. For loving me." Julian took her hand. "I never gave up," he said. "Even when I thought you were gone forever, I never stopped hoping." Naomi squeezed his hand. "I am sorry it took me so long," she said. "I am sorry I was so scared." "You are here now," Julian said. "That is all that matters." They sat in comfortable silence, watching the stars. And Julian thought about how different his life was now. 6 months ago, he was alone, living in a penthouse, working 80 hours a week. Now, he had a daughter, a woman he loved, a home, not a house, a home. He had not known he was missing anything until he found it. One morning, Julian woke up to the smell of pancakes. He walked into the kitchen and found Naomi and Lily cooking together. Lily was standing on a stool, her hands covered in batter, her tongue sticking out in concentration. "You are making a mess," Julian said, leaning against the doorway. "We are making breakfast," Lily corrected. "For you. Because you are the best daddy in the world." Julian felt his heart swell. He walked over, kissed Naomi on the cheek, and lifted Lily onto his hip. "I am the luckiest daddy in the world," he said, "because I have you." Breakfast was chaotic. The pancakes were lopsided. Some were burned. But they tasted perfect because they were made with love. After breakfast, Julian took Lily to the park. They swung on the swings, climbed on the jungle gym, and flew a kite. Lily laughed, her joy infectious, and Julian memorized every moment, every sound, every smile. When they got home, Naomi was in the garden, planting more peonies. Lily ran to help her, and Julian watched them. His two girls. His whole world. He pulled out his phone and took a picture. He would look at it later, on the nights when he traveled for work, when he missed them. He would look at this picture and remember that this was what mattered. Not the buildings, not the money, not the awards. This, his family. Weeks turned into months. Lily started kindergarten. She was nervous on the first day, clinging to Naomi's hand. "What if nobody likes me?" she whispered. Julian knelt down beside her. "Everyone will like you," he said, "because you are kind and smart and brave. And if anyone is mean to you, you tell me, and I will come and talk to them." Lily giggled. "You cannot come to school." "I am a dad," Julian said. "I can do anything." Lily hugged him. Then she took a deep breath and walked into her classroom. Julian and Naomi stood outside the window, watching her find her seat. "She is going to be okay," Naomi said. "She is," Julian agreed. "Because she has you." Naomi leaned her head on his shoulder. "She has us," she corrected. That afternoon, when they picked Lily up from school, she was beaming. "I made a friend," she announced. "Her name is Mia, and she likes purple too." Julian and Naomi exchanged a look. A proud, relieved look. Their daughter was growing up, and she was going to be just fine. One evening, Julian came home from a business trip. He had been gone for 3 days, the longest he had been away since they reunited. When he walked through the door, Lily ran to him. "Daddy!" She screamed, throwing her arms around his legs. "I missed you," I missed you too, Julian said, picking her up. More than you know. Naomi was standing in the kitchen doorway. Her eyes were red, as if she had been crying. Julian set Lily down. Go play in your room, he said. I need to talk to Mommy. Lily ran off, and Julian walked to Naomi. What is wrong? He asked. I thought you were not coming back, Naomi said, her voice breaking. I know it is stupid, but when you are gone, I get scared. Julian pulled her into his arms. I am never not coming back, he said. This is my home. You are my home. Naomi cried against his chest. I am sorry, she said. I am trying. I know you are, Julian said. And I am proud of you. Every day. He held her until she stopped shaking. Then he kissed her forehead and led her to the couch. They talked for hours about her fears, his fears, about the future. And slowly, the walls between them crumbled a little more. A year passed. Then 2. Lily grew. She learned to read, to write, to ride a bike. She lost her first tooth, and the tooth fairy left $1 under her pillow. She had her first school play. She played a sunflower, and she forgot her lines. But she improvised, and everyone clapped. Julian sat in the front row, Naomi beside him, their hands intertwined. That is our daughter, Naomi whispered. She is amazing. Julian squeezed her hand. She gets it from you, he said. One night, after Lily was asleep, Julian and Naomi sat on the porch. The stars were bright. The night was quiet. Julian, Naomi said. Yes. I want to ask you something. Anything. She took a deep breath. Do you ever regret it? Finding me. Finding Lily. Having your life turned upside down. Julian turned to look at her. Never, he said, without hesitation. Not for 1 second. Naomi felt tears prick her eyes. Even after everything, she said. Even after the pain. The years apart. The fear. Julian took her hand. Especially because of all that. He said, because without the pain, I would not understand the joy. Without the fear, I would not appreciate the peace. Without losing you, I would not know how much I need you. Naomi leaned her head on his shoulder. I love you, she said. I love you too, he said. And then he reached into his pocket, pulled out a small box. Naomi gasped. Julian, what are you doing? I have been carrying this for 6 months, he said, waiting for the right moment. I wanted to propose at the botanical garden, where I found you. But that felt too planned. I wanted to propose on Lily's birthday, but that felt like stealing her day. Then I realized, there is no perfect moment. There is only us. And this. He opened the box. Inside was a simple ring. A diamond surrounded by tiny sapphires. Naomi Chen, he said. Will you marry me? Not because of Lily, not because of obligation, but because I love you. And because I want to spend the rest of my life making you happy. Naomi was crying. She could not stop. Yes, she said. Yes. 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 He slid the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly. And he kissed her. On the porch. Under the stars. With the peonies blooming in the garden. They got married 3 months later. A small ceremony in the botanical garden where they had reunited. Lily was the flower girl. She threw petals with great enthusiasm. And when she reached the altar, she stood between her parents, holding each of their hands. Julian wrote his own vows. He did not read them from a paper. He spoke from his heart. Naomi, he said, you ran from me 6 years ago. And I spent every day since wondering why. When I found you again, I understood. You were not running from me. You were running from fear. And I am so sorry that I was not there to hold your hand through it. But I promise, from this day forward, I will never let fear come between us again. I will be there for every moment, every challenge, every joy. I will be the father Lily deserves, and the husband you have always deserved. I love you. Naomi wiped her eyes. Julian, she said, I made a mistake 6 years ago. A big one. I thought I was protecting you, but I was really protecting myself. I was scared that I was not enough, that our love was not strong enough. But you proved me wrong. You came back. You fought for us. You never gave up. And I promised to spend the rest of my life being brave enough to stay. I love you. And I love our daughter. And I love the life we are building together. They kissed. Lily cheered. Everyone clapped. And the sun shone through the glass ceiling of the botanical garden, lighting up the flowers that Naomi had planted. After the wedding, they had a reception in the greenhouse. There was cake and dancing and laughter. Lily danced with Julian, standing on his feet, while he spun her around. This is the best day ever, she said. Julian smiled. It is, he agreed. Because I got to marry your mom. And I got to be your dad. And now, we are a real family. Lily hugged him. We always were a real family. She said, we just did not know it yet. Julian felt tears prick his eyes. Out of the mouths of babes. He said, years passed. Lily grew tall and strong. She had her father gray eyes and her mother gentle hands. She loved to draw and to sing. And every night, Julian read her a story, even when she was old enough to read to herself. Because some traditions, he said, are too precious to break. Julian and Naomi grew old together. They traveled. They laughed. They argued about small things, like who left the dishes in the sink and who forgot to water the peonies. But they never went to bed angry, and they never stopped holding hands. One evening, when Lily was away at college, Julian and Naomi sat on the porch of their house, the same porch where Lily had learned to ride her bike, where they had celebrated birthdays and anniversaries, where they had watched the stars on 1,000 nights. Are you happy? Naomi asked, resting her head on his shoulder. More than I ever thought possible, Julian said. And you? She smiled. I did not know I could be this happy, she said. I thought when I left you, that was it, that I would be alone forever. But then you found me. In the rain. On a construction site. And you did not give up. Julian kissed her forehead. I could never give up on you. He said, You are my home. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sunset. The sky turned orange and pink. The peonies in the garden swayed in the breeze. And Julian thought about the day he had walked into that construction site, not knowing that his life was about to change. He had gone to check on a building and found his whole world. Lily came home for the holidays. She brought her boyfriend, a young man with kind eyes and a gentle laugh. Julian watched them together and saw himself and Naomi years ago, young and in love, and scared. He took Lily aside. You know, he said, Your mother and I were once where you are now. Lily looked at him, scared of messing it up. She said, Yes. Julian smiled. But the secret is, you will mess it up. Everyone does. The important thing is to keep choosing each other. Every day. Even when it is hard. Lily hugged him. Thanks, Dad, she said. And Julian felt his heart swell. Because she called him Dad. Not Julian. Not her mother friend. Dad. That night, after Lily went to bed, Naomi found Julian on the porch. He was staring at the stars. What are you thinking about? She asked, sitting beside him. About how lucky I am, he said. How lucky we are. Naomi leaned her head on his shoulder. We are, she said. We have a beautiful daughter. A home. Each other. What more could we want? Nothing, Julian said. I have everything. They sat in silence, watching the stars. And Julian thought about the road that had brought them here. The mistakes. The pain. The years apart. And the miracle of finding each other again. Sometimes, he said, the best things in life come from the worst mistakes. Naomi looked at him. What do you mean? I mean, he said, if I had not lost you, I might never have understood what I had. If you had not left, I might never have learned to appreciate what I found. Naomi smiled. That is a very generous way of looking at it. It is the truth, he said. I spent 5 years building buildings, but I was empty. Then I found you, and I realized the only thing worth building is a life with the people you love. Naomi kissed him, soft and sweet. I love you. She said, I love you too, he said. And as the stars shone above them, and the peonies bloomed in the garden, Julian and Naomi sat together, two hearts that had been broken, but had found their way back to each other. And that was everything. One morning, Julian woke up to find Naomi already in the garden. She was kneeling in the dirt, planting something new. He walked out, sat beside her. What are you planting? He asked. Roses, she said, for our anniversary. It has been 5 years since we got married. Julian smiled. 5 years. He said, feels like a lifetime. And no time at all. Naomi leaned over, kissed his cheek. Thank you, she said, for not giving up on me, for giving us a chance. Julian took her hand. Thank you, he said, for being brave enough to stay. They worked side by side in the garden, planting roses, talking about nothing and everything. Lily came out later, still in her pajamas, her hair a mess. What are you doing? She asked. Planting, Naomi said. For you. For us. For the future. Lily sat down in the dirt, completely unconcerned about her pajamas, and helped them. The 3 of them. A family. Finally complete. Finally whole. Julian looked at Naomi, at Lily, at the garden, at the house, and thought about all the years he had spent building things. Buildings that would last for decades. But this little family, this home, this love, this would last forever. He pulled Naomi close, kissed her. Right there, in the dirt, with their daughter beside them, and the roses waiting to bloom. I love you, he said. I love you too, she said, and Lily groaned. You guys are so gross. But she was smiling. Julian laughed, and the sun rose higher, and the day began. Another day. Another gift. Another chance to love. And Julian knew, with absolute certainty, that he would never waste a single moment again. Not with them. Not ever. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and become a member to get early access to upcoming stories. Your support makes all the difference and helps us keep bringing stories that move you.